1 hour ago, Oprah fled after arrest, warrant issued. Diddy's leaked footage exposes her role. Just an hour ago, a bombshell dropped. An arrest warrant has been issued for Oprah Winfrey, the iconic talk show host and media titan. Sources confirm she has left the U.S., reportedly fleeing after leaked footage linked to Sean Diddy Combs' arrest surfaced, allegedly exposing her involvement in a broader scandal. Oprah, a figure long associated with inspiration and philanthropy, is now a fugitive. The FBI is tracking evidence that may unravel some of Hollywood's darkest secrets. The trigger was Diddy's arrest in a joint FBI Homeland Security operation tied to trafficking and financial crimes. Investigators reportedly uncovered digital media implicating major names, including Oprah. Insiders claim Oprah paid $75 million to suppress footage allegedly involving minors in compromising situations. The material long held by Diddy had been hidden until now. As confirmation of the footage's existence spread, whistleblower Jaguar Wright amplified the allegations. Her deleted interviews, once aired by Piers Morgan, vanished after Oprah's legal pressure, but not before fueling outrage. On TikTok and Reddit, users revisit Oprah's 2007 South African school scandal and speculate about deeper patterns. One viral post read, "She's not fleeing for a break, she's fleeing justice." The FBI confirmed a warrant was issued last night. A jet linked to Harpo Inc., Oprah's company, departed Los Angeles for Zurich, Switzerland, known for complex extradition protocols. The public is stunned. Why would Oprah flee what was worth $75 million to hide? A former Oprah Winfrey show staffer posted cryptically, "The smile you trusted most hid the worst secrets." Federal agents seized communication logs between Oprah and Diddy's circle. Names like Stevie J appear in relation to private events allegedly involving illicit activity. Diddy's mansion was raided, and partially deleted footage from hard drives was recovered, escalating the investigation. Weeks ago, Oprah was fundraising for a Democratic candidate. Some suspect political targeting. Others believe insiders began to distance themselves, knowing what was coming. Regardless, the facts are stark. She left a warrant bears her name, and the FBI is on the move. Echoes of the Epstein case ripple online. Powerful names, missing tapes, sudden disappearances. The DOJ has labeled Oprah a person of interest in obstruction and evidence suppression. "This isn't about celebrity," one official said. "It's about lawbreaking." Financial trails from Harpo Inc. are under review for the $75 million payout. Authorities believe Oprah didn't act alone. Flight records show her and Russell Simmons at a remote Bali airstrip shortly after Diddy's arrest, raising speculation about a larger celebrity protection network. Jaguar Wright's live streams draw millions. "I told you," she insists, accusing Oprah of using charity as a shield. Her Uncover Hollywood campaign targets Oprah and others. Yet A-listers remain silent, no public statements, no defenses. Silence is their shield until the dust settles, one PR expert says. Protests erupt outside Harpo Studios in Chicago. Some chant, "You get an arrest," mocking Oprah's famous giveaways. Others hold vigil lamenting a betrayed legacy. Prosecutors warn that if she doesn't return, charges may be filed in absentia. Metadata from Diddy's servers links to a Harpo media node in Zurich. Oprah's legal team has called the claims offensive and politically driven, yet won't confirm her location. Aviation records confirm her jet landed in Zurich, where she's reportedly residing in a fortified St. Moritz estate. Swiss media report a high-profile American present in the region beyond the reach of swift U.S. extradition. American media's tone is shifting. Where they once revered Oprah, they now dig into past controversies. Her school scandal guest choices and past lawsuits are revisited. A graduate of Oprah's academy said, "We thought she was magic. Now I wonder what we missed." The FBI is analyzing encrypted communications and financial transfers, building a case that could redefine accountability in Hollywood. As the world watches, one question grows louder. How deep does it go? The Oprah Winfrey saga deepens as investigators uncover more layers to the alleged cover-up tied to Sean Diddy Combs' leaked footage. With Oprah reportedly in Zurich, the case is expanding into a wide-ranging probe, threatening to expose a network of influence and secrecy. Central to the case is Project Silk, a Harpo Inc. initiative labeled International Media Risk Mitigation. Leaked emails raise concerns. One message referencing a Paris reel asks, "Are we confident it won't resurface?" Another instructs, "Destroy the backups." A former Harpo IT contractor claims the company kept a digital vault with folders labeled after high-profile individuals' content that, in his words, shouldn't exist. The footage allegedly purchased from Diddy for $75 million reportedly depicts minors' drugs and elites in compromising acts. Swiss financial logs show payments routed through shell companies just before a Harpo server went offline. Prosecutors are now investigating potential RICO violations, citing a coordinated effort to suppress evidence. Public opinion is split. Oprah. New trends alongside SHOCKS. Oprah is innocent. Supporters point to her philanthropy schools, scholarships, humanitarian work. Critics demand transparency. Former staffers speak out. Michael Dean, once a media strategist for OWN, said she was the sun and the gate. Nothing got through unless she let it. Two witnesses changed the investigation's pace. One, a former executive assistant under protection, says she facilitated deliveries of media between Los Angeles, Chicago, and Zurich. Her testimony named key Oprah confidants. The second, a high-profile lawyer, drafted NDAs for individuals appearing in the footage. Now cooperating, he provided emails suggesting Oprah's team pushed to control the narrative before Jaguar Wright's Piers Morgan interview aired. Wright, once dismissed, has become central. Her live streams, once considered erratic, are now seen through a different lens. Analysts find truth threaded through her claims. Piers Morgan, seeking to re-air her original segment, now faces renewed legal threats from Oprah's attorneys. Inside St. Moritz, Oprah's camp prepares a response. Sources say a video statement is being crafted, not a denial, but an admission framed around misjudgment. She'll claim she tried to prevent chaos, not conceal abuse. A pre-recorded video may soon surface her bid to reclaim public favor. But the FBI isn't convinced. This isn't about image, one agent said. It's about obstruction evidence suppression and allegations involving minors. PR doesn't undo that. New audio from a 2016 Harpo board meeting captures a voice, possibly Oprah's, discussing vault asset rotation. One line stands out, "If these go public, it's not just careers, it's countries." Journalist Thea Ramirez, who received the files, says a full authentication is underway, and a report will air soon. Meanwhile, Monique, long critical of Oprah, resurfaces. In a recent interview, she said, "She knew. She picked who to help and who to hide." Her words resonate. Fans comb through old Oprah footage, noting silences, awkward exchanges, and guests who never returned. Then came the most unexpected fracture. Gayle King announced a pause in professional ties with Oprah. Her statement was brief. "I love my friend. But friendship is not immunity." The silence after was deafening. The fallout deepens. Federal agents confirm an extradition request is ready. Using U.S.-Swiss treaties, they're coordinating with Swiss officials. Oprah's lawyers consider a controversial defense political asylum, citing persecution based on race and gender. Legal experts say the move might delay, but won't prevent her return. Outside Harpo Studios, protests grow. Signs read, "Beneath the halo, justice, not celebrity." Media outlets revisit Oprah's history with sharper scrutiny, her school scandal, questionable guests, and defamation suits. What was once framed as ambition now appears to some as control. The Department of Justice is finalizing its indictments. Switzerland faces diplomatic pressure. If extradition proceeds, Oprah could be returned to U.S. soil within weeks. Her team is exploring every delay tactic. Time is their last weapon. Meanwhile, the evidence builds. A second wave of leaks reveals calendar entries and emails between Diddy's team and Silos Consulting, Oprah's intermediary. One $12.7 million transfer days after Event 47 in the Bahamas is linked to footage investigators believe captures illegal activities. Homeland Security recovered the transfer logs in the raid on Diddy's estate. Though the footage remains sealed from the public, its impact has reached Capitol Hill. Two senators briefed in a secure Homeland session emerged visibly shaken. Asked about potential fabrication, one senator replied, "I've seen enough. Justice must follow no matter who writes the checks." That quote dominated headlines. CNN launched the Oprah tapes. BBC aired When Icons Fall. NPR dissected her empire's rise and potential collapse. What was once a fringe narrative has gone mainstream. Oprah is no longer untouchable. Inside her fortified estate, Oprah faces a narrowing path. Her legal strategy hinges on public sympathy and doubt. Yet with every leak, every document, every corroborated story, that path closes. What remains is legacy management, not exoneration. A nation waits. So does the world. Zurich holds its breath. Oprah's legal team pushes for delay while U.S. prosecutors finalize their case. Swiss authorities confirm the extradition request is under review, citing substantial documentation. Her attorneys argue political bias, seeking asylum on grounds of race and gender persecution. Swiss analysts call it a stalling tactic. Behind closed doors, U.S. officials escalate pressure. Federal prosecutors treat the matter as a potential criminal enterprise. Calendar logs, encrypted messages, and financial transfers show a timeline aligning with Event 47, a now infamous private gathering in the Bahamas tied to suppressed footage. A $12.7 million wire transfer from Oprah's intermediary to Diddy's camp was sent 2 days after that event. Though the footage remains unreleased, its contents are rumored to involve underage participants and elite figures in compromising acts. 2 U.S. senators briefed in private made public comments afterward. Senator Jordan's quote, "Justice must follow no matter who paid," what became a headline. The media, once cautious, is now relentless. Oprah's PR team prepares a public pivot. A pre-recorded address is leaked to the Swiss press. In it, Oprah admits she purchased the tapes, but claims it was to prevent chaos, not suppress victims. "I thought I was protecting people," she says, citing fear of mass blackmail. Emotional, but calculated, the video garners mixed reactions. Some viewers call it sincere. Others call it manipulation. The FBI is unmoved. Attorney General Luis Calderon holds a press conference naming Oprah as the primary figure of interest in a cover-up spanning 5 entities over 12 years. Charges include obstruction of justice, witness tampering, and conspiracy. Trafficking allegations remain pending, awaiting international victim testimonies. Calderon's statement is blunt. The law applies to all, especially those with power. Angela Once, a nameless former staffer, becomes a key witness. Her 2023 tip-off included encrypted emails, ledger logs, and travel records, all corroborated by Homeland Security. She tells 60 Minutes she was hired as a philanthropic assistant, but managed coded travel arrangements for visitors during high-profile events. She wasn't shielding the world from panic, Angela says. She was shielding herself from truth. Her words ignite global debate. The hashtag Beneath the Halo trends again. Oprah's legacy is being re-examined not by tabloids, but by scholars, survivors, and former allies. College campuses once bearing her name vote to remove plaques. Oprah's honorary degrees are revoked by several institutions. OWN suspends all programming. Jaguar Wright resurfaces. Once labeled unstable, her live streams are now archival fodder for analysts. She was the vault, Wright says, the final wall protecting predators. Her interviews, previously chaotic, are picked apart for verified insights. Even Piers Morgan faces legal heat from Oprah's team for attempting to re-air Wright's original segment. Monique's long-standing rift with Oprah becomes a cultural flashpoint. In a powerful MSNBC appearance, she reiterates her earlier warnings. "I was never in the club," she says. "I didn't play the game and I paid the price." Her old feud is reframed no longer personal but principled. Then came Gayle King's bombshell, a full suspension of ties. "I need the facts," she said in a short CBS segment. The silence from Oprah's other A-list friends continues. Beyoncé, Spielberg, Tyler Perry, none speak. PR analysts call this strategic abandonment. Hollywood is waiting to see if she falls. Meanwhile, leaked audio from a 2016 Harpo board meeting hits social media. In it, a voice resembling Oprah's says, "If these go public, it's not just careers. It's countries." The clip, authenticated by journalist Thea Ramirez, adds weight to theories that geopolitical actors may be involved. Ramirez's PBS report draws 10 million views, reframing the Oprah scandal as a global affair. Protests grow. Outside Harpo Studios, signs read, "Truth over Halo, justice for the silenced," and "Icons fall too." Candlelight vigils and chants clash. In Chicago, Oprah's hometown, the betrayal feels personal. Federal agents track metadata from Diddy's servers to a Harpo cloud node in Zurich. It reveals 3 terabytes of encrypted footage with timestamps linking directly to known travel dates and Harpo event logs. Forensic experts call it intentional digital sterilization. The DOJ calls it destruction of evidence. Swiss authorities now under pressure freeze accounts tied to the $75 million transaction. The path to extradition narrows. Oprah's emergency appeal remains under review, but insiders say approval is imminent. Public opinion shifts. Polls show 60% believe Oprah had knowledge of the footage. However, only 35% support imprisonment. A segment still clings to her legacy books, interviews, and scholarships. Others demand full accountability. OWN remains offline. Corporate sponsors cut ties. Oprah's charity boards dissolve quietly. Staff are dismissed. The fallout is swift, financial, and total. As her legal team files one final motion, a reporter outside St. Moritz asks a question through the gates. "Do you feel betrayed?" A staff member answers. She feels surrounded. Inside, Oprah is no longer planning a comeback. She is negotiating damage control. Extradition may come in days. The extradition order is signed. Swiss authorities, under mounting U.S. pressure, deny Oprah's final appeal. The asylum request is rejected on grounds of overwhelming evidence and treaty obligations. Her Gulf Stream remains grounded. St. Moritz's quiet villas buzz with satellite trucks. The countdown begins. At 6:00 a.m. local time, a convoy departs Oprah's villa. No media allowed, no cameras, only a brief echoing question from a reporter. "Do you regret anything?" She turns her head, then answers, "I regret believing the wrong choice could ever be right." Hours later, she arrives in Washington, D.C., under sealed protection. The Justice Department makes no spectacle. The public does. Screens light up. The Oprah trial begins. Inside the courtroom, anticipation rivals that of the O.J. trial. But this time, the shock is not about the accused's fame. It's about her betrayal of public trust. Oprah Winfrey, a symbol of hope and progress for decades, now stands accused of obstructing justice and suppressing criminal evidence in a network tied to trafficking. Prosecutors begin with digital evidence, a timeline of messages, payments, and server wipes. Homeland Security agents present data from Diddy's seized hardware directly linked to Harpo's Zurich media node. The vault was real, its contents devastating. Forensic analysts explain how it was systematically scrubbed, not deleted, concealed. Next come the testimonies. Angela takes the stand. Her voice doesn't shake. She recounts her days inside Harpo's philanthropic arm, arranging travel logging names under coded aliases and organizing retreats that weren't what they seemed. Her ledgers match private flight records aligning with dates of seized footage. "I thought I was helping people," she says, "but I was helping a machine run in silence." Another victim, now 30, recounts being flown to a private event at 16. Her pseudonym appears in Angela's records. Her statement is painful and clear. "They stole my voice, then buried the proof." Oprah's legal team pushes back, painting her as a protector, misled by advisors and manipulated by blackmailers. A video from her St. Moritz estate is played in court. She tearfully says, "I bought the footage not to silence survivors, but to stop further harm." The courtroom listens unmoved. More evidence emerges. A second whistleblower, the entertainment lawyer, submits NDAs signed by individuals in the footage. One email reads, "Jaguar's interview must be buried. Full kill order." Zurich team activated. The prosecution alleges it was part of a suppression strategy. Jaguar Wright's live streams are entered as supplemental evidence. Analysts draw parallels between her chaotic warnings and hard data. Piers Morgan testifies via video about the sudden legal threats after airing her segment. The dots once scattered now form a map. The defense shifts to Oprah's character. Former OWN staffers and students from her South African academy speak in her favor. One doctor, an academy graduate, says, "She changed my life. She's not a monster." The testimony softens the jury, but the facts loom large. Closing arguments center not on guilt, but on scale. The prosecutor says, "This wasn't a lapse in judgment. This was a sustained, calculated operation to protect reputation over justice." Deliberations last 3 days. The verdict: guilty on obstruction, witness tampering, and conspiracy to suppress evidence. Not guilty on trafficking due to insufficient direct linkage. Sentence 5 years suspended after 18 months, plus mandatory restitution and a global apology tour. Oprah accepts the sentence. She stands. Her final courtroom words: "I failed those who trusted me. I will carry that forever." OWN is permanently shut down. Harpo dissolves, foundations separate. Her honorary degrees are stripped. Her book club survives in limited form, but is no longer led by her. She agrees to fund survivor programs through court-ordered restitution. Months later, Oprah begins her apology tour. No stages, no lights, just community centers and private meetings. In South Africa, she meets with alumni of her academy. Some embrace her, others don't. In Chicago, she speaks to mothers of survivors. In London, she visits shelters. Some say it's performative. Others say it's overdue. Jaguar Wright launches a documentary. Monique wins an Emmy. Angela disappears from public view, donating her whistleblower payout to anti-trafficking NGOs. In media, the Oprah case becomes shorthand for systemic complicity. Politicians and celebrities are now asked not just who they support, but what they knew. Investigations widen. Russell Simmons is next. So are unnamed politicians. The culture of silence starts to crack. America adjusts. For years, Oprah was its moral compass. Now she is its warning sign. Her story is no longer of aspiration, it is a parable. Power without scrutiny. Charity as cover. Silence as policy. Still, her fall brings light. Systems begin to change. Whistleblower protections strengthen. Celebrity worship wanes. Survivors speak with less fear. And Oprah, once the voice of millions, fades into the margins, her last words etched into memory. Sometimes the truth is the only thing strong enough to set us free. The halo is gone. But the truth remains.